Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for The Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to be looking at the finale of Season 8, taking a look at whether Negan is going to die in the finale. So first and foremost, this video does contain comic spoilers. There's just no way to work around that. So for what we're going to be discussing, we are going to be taking a look at the events of the comics, what happens at the end of All Out War. So if you're not a comic reader and if you don't know about Negan's fate and the end of All Out War, then I would suggest you not watch the rest of this video. There's tons of other videos you can go and check out on this channel, because I don't want to be the one that's going to spoil things for you, especially if you're not a comic reader and if you are a TV show only fan. So with that being said, let's jump right into this. So if you are still here, then you probably know about the end of All Out War from the comics, and you know that the end of All Out War is not gonna end the way most people think, or different than what TV show only fans have in mind. Because obviously at the end of All Out War, we're gonna have Negan's fate not ending with him dying, but rather being captured by Rick and the survivors and being imprisoned as a way to highlight law and order in this new post-apocalyptic world. Now, with that being said, one important thing for us to notice is that Negan is unlike any other villain we've seen, not only in the show but also in the comics. So the end of his story needs to be something special, something memorable, something that would give us the reward that we need as fans. And the end to his story arc needs to give us a certain amount of closure. Obviously, in the show, Negan was introduced by killing arguably two of the most fan favorite characters in the show, Glenn and Abraham. And going from there, although they did try to show that Negan does have a more reasonable side and he's not a quote-unquote monster, but at the same time, we are still in the same boat that we were after he was introduced. We need to have this kind of closure at the end. We need to have this reward, and that reward could be given to us by potentially killing Negan. Of course, that didn't happen in the comics, and I think that in the comics it worked. But I definitely feel that in the show they need to give us something more than just have his story end with him being thrown in jail. Now, I'm not saying that he shouldn't be thrown in jail in the same way he was in the comics. What I am saying is that there needs to be a bit more. There needs to be something else that gives us the reward that we need. And for a long time, I truly believed that a survivor, specifically Maggie or even Rick, killing Simon would be that reward. However, now that they went a different way with Simon's character and his storyline and had Negan kill him, I feel like they need to give us that special kind of reward that we need. Now, if they didn't have Negan kill Simon and had a survivor killing Simon, specifically Maggie, then they would have that sort of breathing room to do what they need to do with Negan in order for his story to follow his story in the comics and for All Out War to have the same endgame as the comic book. But like I said, it worked in the comics, but I feel like in the show they need to give us that extra thing. Now, one method they could do that is to kill Negan. Have Rick kill Negan in the finale. That's not only different than what happens in the comics, but also it gives us that reward. Now, with that being said, then it would feel a bit repetitive, because then it's every villain that's introduced getting killed by Rick and the survivors. And what was pretty exciting and interesting in the comics was that it didn't happen the same way as it did before. Was that it wasn't repetitive. It didn't end the way everyone thought it would. It didn't end with Rick killing Negan. So I feel like keeping that source material in this case is important, because it gets non-comic readers, TV show only fans, to be a little bit surprised because they don't see something like this coming. They expect Negan to die in the finale. But at the same time, then if they do that, what is the end game going to be? What's the reward? And I don't have an answer for that. I don't know what the reward could be to justify not killing Negan at this point. But I'm actually very interested to know everybody's opinions about this. What do you think Negan's fate is going to be? Do you think Negan is going to die in the finale? Or do you think that they're going to follow his comic storyline and keep him alive and imprison him? And if that's the case, do you think that first we need a bit more in terms of reward? And also, if you do think that we do need this reward, what do you think that reward could be? And do you think we're gonna get that reward or not? That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for future uploads. Like the Facebook page of this channel to join our Walking Dead community. Join us live every Friday night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time for a Q&A session. See you all there.